In the headlines, multiple explosion hits Maiduguri, few injured. 4 people killed, scores injured in Matazo local government area of Katsina State following bandits' attack. Unidentified woman still on sick bay at Maraba Medical Center 3 months after admission. And on the foreign scene, Zambia records 3 cases of Omicron variant. Hello and welcome to News Update on Trust Television. I am Martia Umar. Now the news in detail. Few people have been injured after multiple rocket launch landed in the capital city of Maiduguri on Saturday morning. The 4 different explosions occurred near Maiduguri Airport and the 1,000 housing estate. The report.
At the early hours of Saturday morning, residents in Maiduguri had explosions within the capital. Some of the launched missiles suspected to be fired by Boko Haram terrorists impacted on Ibrahim Abbas' house, a resident at Ayafe Street of Gomari Airport. The damages affected 3 houses in the vicinity and his car was burnt, but no one sustained any injury.
When it happened, we were inside the room and the kids are in the parlor, so we are awake around some minutes after 6. So we had 2 to 3 bomb blasts in the morning. So I wanted to make inquiry. I went to the room to pick my phone. So when I come back to the parlor, that's when the rocket launcher fell inside our compound. So before I realized everywhere is dusty. Yeah, it affected almost all the house. As you can see, the roof of the parlor is damaged. Then the ceiling, the suspension from the ceiling from all the rooms has been dropped and it has caused some crack in the wall.
Other missiles landed on some houses in 1,000 housing estate. Residents say it happened at the hour of Fajr prayers.
Sai ya muka bar masallaci muka zo sai a ci abun a gidanmu ya fada. Muna kira ga gwamnati ya sa ya kara kwazo akan wannan insecurity nan so da gaskiya abun yanzu is getting out of hand.
No casualties were recorded at the time the incident occurred. The incident had sparked tension among residents.
Elsewhere, at least 4 people have been killed, scores wounded as several animals were rustled into Gara, Dorawa and Gidangadi, all in Matazo local government area of Katsina State. The incident occurred at about 10 p.m. on Friday night. According to one Ibrahim Usman, a resident of Yarkirya village in Musawa local government area of the state, said the bandits stormed the villages with dangerous weapons, destroyed several houses during the attack. When contacted, the Public Relations Office of Katsina State Police Command said they are not aware of the attack, Agambo Isa, and that it may be unconnected with lack of network in the areas where the incident happened. Thousands of people have fled the villages, while many others have been abducted by the bandits. Niger State is facing persistent bandits' attack almost on daily basis, disrupting livelihood and economic system of the people. However, residents of Shiroro still convert on weekly market despite collapse of security in the area in recent times. Zainab Bella visit Quarter Market in Shiroro local government of the state, one of the hotbeds for bandit attacks.
Shiroro local government has been in the news in recent times over bandits attacks. But despite these challenges, many of the residents here go about their daily businesses.
This is Quarter Market, located in Zumba, Shiroro, Niger State.
It is one of the biggest markets where people converge from different communities within and outside the state. Sunday is Quarter Market Day. Bustling, people from nearby communities in large boats come to buy and sell their products. Speaking to Trust TV, some are excited to market their goods, but for others, it is pain unforgotten.
Abdulbasi daga garin Gwada sunan babana Musa dallakan kana nake yi.
Kasance ina zuwa wannan kwatan kasuwa ne saboda sana'a na shine sayar da buhu da irin abubuwan da ake sawa kamar wake, masara, dawa. Da irin abubuwa na sinadari da ake sawa a cikin wannan buhun da Allah ya bamu sa'a muke zuwa muna dan sayarwa domin kare mutuncin kanmu.
Ni ne mai suna Felicia Umaru, na fita daga Shiroro Local Government. Minerals nake sayarwa da kunu da montina da fanta. A gaskiya a ranar sayo gaskiya nakan sayar da minerals crate 4-5, amma wannan ranar almost 1 crate ban sayar ba cikin yanayin da muke. Kukana yan wannan da suke kwanan boga suna ta gudu, amma gwamnati na ji kukanmu, suna gani abubuwa nan da suke faruwa sun ki su yi gaskiya. Amma suna ganin irin wayannan da mutanen wahalolin da suke sha, duka kauyuka nan su gama gudu. Cikin kasuwancin mu yau ma mun wahala muke fama, mun rasa yadda za mu fara. Muna roko gwamnati idan ta san Allah da suke bi, roko muke yi, kuka muke yi game da yan uwanmu da suke fama, suna faman guduwa. Kankana na yara suna kuka ba wurin kwanciya, wasu a waje suke kwana ba kudi ma bari su kama haya. Cin abinci ma wahala ne, ba su ma yada musu su yi noma bari a ci abinci ba. Kukanmu gare su, su ji kukanmu, su ji kukanmu su taya mu.
After a boat ride, a fisherman who lives near one of the communities attacked by bandits paints a grim picture.
Akan matsala da take damun mutanenmu nan, ita muke roƙon Allah Ubangiji ya kare mu. Ni dai ba taba samu na ba matsalan gaskiya tunda aka fara ta ba taba samu na ba, Allah ya tsare. Ina nan tsallake ruwa ya raba mu da su. Ba dan ruwan ba duk inda dai Allah ya kawo sai sun shiga, ba maganar ma ruwa kawai. Duk inda Allah ya ce su shiga za su shiga. To amma Allah ya tsare mu, amma gaskiya suna damun mutane nan. Dan yanzu kaga nan sashen garin mu ya riga ya cika da mutane. Duka sashen nan area ya riga ya cika. In ka koma wancan dam din da aka yi sabo wurin Zangeru, shi ma na yi zama gurin ya riga ya cika da mutane saboda duk wanda yake tsallake nan ba zaman lafiya, so sai ya dawo nan. In ya dawo nan ma hannunsa a gaba yake, ya ci da iyalinsa, ya samu ci gaba shine babu. To gwamnati na jin kukanmu ba ta ji, Allahu a'lamu, amma matsalan ta dami mutane ta wuce iya tunani, tunda yanzu kaga wasu wanda ruwa suka riga suka musu banna suka sha kayan aikinsu, to yanzu suna kuka da hakan, ga kuma barayi sun zo sun dame su. To ina wurin koma? An yi kuka da nan ga ruwa sannan ga barayi. Wallahi yanzu haka akwai mutane da yawa da matayensu da yaransu suna nan tsallake, abinda za a ci shine aiki. Ni na gansu, na san su suna nan tsallake, Allah kadai yawa da su. Farawa ne manoma, to ba ma irin hakan ba, a'a gwamnati za ta kawo mana tallafi, ya za a yi, gashi na sai dai a ji bom.
It's quite a pathetic story there, but now move on to Kaduna State, where workers are concerned over non-payment of salaries for more than half of the workforce in the state. The state chapter of the Trade Union Congress, TUC, raised the alarm in Kaduna on Saturday. TUC's chairman Abdullahi Damfalani told newsmen that over half of the public servants have not been paid for 2 months at this time of economic hardship. This development is coming at a time when over 200 teachers are said to be disengaged from the service over certificate forgery.
The public servants of Kaduna State could not assess their salaries and wages for 2 months now. That is to say October and November 2021, to be precise. The problems and challenges that our team members are being faced with as a result of this non-payment of salaries of over 20,000 workers of the state since the month of October. What transpired is why it was about 20,000, because that of October were there, some were omitted in November, and we are still working on them. That almost more than half of those people have uploaded their details at the government portal.
And this very screening exercise that actually was embarked by that is being embarked by the state government, it affected almost 10,000 of our members. So out of the 20,000 that we are even talking about half is from the secondary schools. So most of our members have not been paid.
You're still watching news update on Trust Television. Coming up after the break, reminiscing good olden days. That and many more after the break. Do stay with us.
Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the Trust TV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search Trust TV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. You're still watching the news update on Trust Television. A look at our top stories. Few people have been injured after multiple rocket launch landed in the capital city of Maiduguri on Saturday morning. And at least 4 people have been killed, scores wounded as several animals were rustled in Dugara, Daurawa and Gidangadi, all in Matazo local government area of Katsina State. And still ahead, Nigeria Center for Disease Control NCDC has announced 2 additional fatalities from the coronavirus pandemic on Friday, with 196 fresh cases reported across 5 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The NCDC made the announcement on its official website on Saturday morning. The 197 additional cases reported on Friday indicate an increase from the 47 cases reported in the country on Friday, December 3rd. The World Health Organization (WHO) had said that the Omicron variant, now detected in 38 countries, appears to be more contagious than the COVID-19 Delta variant. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Public Health Institute said the country's fatality toll from the disease now stood at 2,980. The NCDC added that till date, 214,513 cases have been confirmed, with 207,403 cases discharged and 2,980 deaths recorded in 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. An unidentified woman receiving medical attention at the Maraba Medical Center for about 3 months now, after being unconscious and could not speak nor identify herself. And this is happening amidst concern about the state of health services in hospitals across the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Chijoka Kafo reports.
Despite the various reforms to increase the provision of health to the Nigerian people, health access is only 43.3%. Political instability, corruption, limited institutional capacity, and an unstable economy are major factors responsible for the poor development of health services in Nigeria. We visited the Mararaba Medical Center to have a better understanding of what healthcare services look like in the hospital, but we were denied free access to film anything or have interviews with anyone. However, from what our eyes and hidden cameras could catch, most of the patients there were women and children, and since we couldn't speak to any of them, it is still unclear whether healthcare services are up to standard here. After much persuasion, we were allowed access into the female ward, a somewhat darkly lit room with patients lined up across both sides of the wall. This woman has been in this hospital for 3 months. Health staff at the facility say she was brought in unconscious and has since been unable to speak or identify herself.
The person you are seeing here, we don't know her name. She was brought unconscious from somewhere, primary hair care, and then we started treating her, and God help us, she's recovering. More than 2 months now. You know, I told you she was unconscious. She became conscious now. And up to now, she cannot talk well. We ask her questions. She cannot tell us what is her name, where she comes from.
The head nurse at the medical center says since the woman was brought in, they have been the ones taking care of her medical issues and feeding her. This also takes us back to several unreported cases of unidentified missing people. This is just one out of many similar cases, and often it ends tragically.
People have been helping, and you know, it's not all that they can do. Sometimes we will need something for her. They may not be around, so we now place her under indigence. The hospital authority have been taking care, providing some things to take care of her.
The Nigerian healthcare system is poorly developed. No adequate and functional surveillance systems are developed to achieve success in healthcare in this modern era. A system well grounded in routine surveillance and medical intelligence as the backbone of the health sector is necessary, besides adequate management coupled with strong leadership principles. Chijoke Okafo, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And away from health matters, Chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum and Governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, says to achieve stable democratic governance and national integration, the exemplary leadership styles of late Malam Aminu Kano, who laid a solid foundation for good governance and national cohesion during his lifetime, should be emulated. He said this at the 21st anniversary of Mubaya House held in Kano State. Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibrin reports that the program is organized to remember the life and time of late Malam Aminu Kano.
It is the 21st anniversary of Aminu Kano Center for Democratic Studies, Mumbai House, and these politicians, educationists, religious and community leaders are all here to pay tribute to the late Kano's politician. The aim of the program focuses on democracy, good governance, and the question of national integration, which is said to be the main areas of late Aminu Kano's concern during his lifetime. According to Governor Fayemi, Malam Aminu Kano has over his lifetime maintained a policy of good governance and national integration despite the Nigeria's political division.
We can borrow a leaf from the late Malam Aminu Kano and resolve that as part and parcel of the bargain of being a citizen of Nigeria, we will strive to design universal social policies that will enable the generality of our people to renew their faith in the country and their government. Universal access to education should be accompanied by a system of universal health care. It should be underpinned with a national strategy that defines employment creation as a priority concern of public policy. Enhanced efforts at boosting domestic resource mobilization will need to be accompanied by deliberate measures at redistribution designed to reduce wealth, income, gender, and intergenerational inequalities.
In order to ensure good governance and national integration, there is the need for a collaborative effort to not only emulate but also put into action the teachings and guidance of Malam Aminu Kano through ensuring prosperity, by keeping tribes and religious differences aside.
As a country, we have continued to invest in improving our democratic process and systems to ensure the votes of our citizens truly count. So sometimes we Nigerians do not give ourselves enough credit for the successes we have achieved from 1999 to date. As I look around this room, I'm very happy to see people from different political parties and different parts of the country. What makes me prouder is despite our political, tribal, and religious differences, we are all friends. We are all brothers, and we are all strong believers in settling our differences through ballot, not violence.
To continue sustaining Mumbaya House in Kano is to continue paying tribute to the very many achievements of Malam Aminu Kano, not only in areas of democracy and good governance, but in all aspects of human life. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
The Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, says it is witnessing a surge in the registration of exporters in the Northeast following the return of peace to the troubled region. John Okori, Northeast Regional Coordinator, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, said this at the sensitization workshop for exporters in Adamawa on the legal aspect of packaging for export. The NEPC Regional Director said there is enormous potential in the Northeast for the export of sesame seeds and the soya bean, and that this had been hampered by the insurgency. The report.
Gathered in this hall are stakeholders in the export trade from Adamawa State, with increasing number of entrepreneurs from the Northeast region indicating interest in exports. The Nigerian Export Promotion Council has put together this seminar to enlighten them on legal aspects to packaging their products for export. Before now, the Northeast Regional Coordinator, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, John Okori, said there has been zero export from the region, a constraint the council attributed to insurgency, which has troubled the Northeast. But that narrative is now changing with the number of businesses registering with the council for exports.
Of course, insurgency is a key. It's a key, it's a factor, it's a major factor to lack of exports from the region. Actually, it's coming down. The insurgency is coming down. So, because we have a surge in registration.
Speakers at this workshop on legal aspect of packaging for exports discussed the major issues facing Nigerian products overseas.
But unfortunately, we have had
Air travelers in Nigeria say air travel has become an extreme sport as they contend the high cost of ticket fares, delays and often outright cancellation. Some Nigerian travelers speak to Trust TV's Nafisa Abdul Al on the experience, especially as the Yuletide season sets in. The report.
Season, the cost of flight tickets are beginning to skyrocket and it's telling on travelers. We are now here at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport to speak with some of these passengers on these developments.
We have had a lot of high traffic for about 2 weeks now. This should be the consequence of the insecurity along the road. And based on that, it becomes an opportunity for the airline to hike their price. Though we have a lot of other new aircraft that are just coming. Ordinarily, when new aircraft come, price tends to go down because of competition. But now, whether you are coming, even if you come with Molue, now the price is as high as 100,000, 90,000.
My experience was horrible. Coming from Lagos to Abuja, I paid 29,700. Now I'm going back to Abuja, from Abuja to Lagos. I don't know why I should pay 49,000. That's exploitation. I don't know. The reason I don't know, and upon that, it got to be delayed. And sometimes the flight gets cancelled.
Today is a very, very bad day for me because on getting here, I missed my flight 30 minutes before the flight time. It's actually supposed to be for 45 minutes, but it was actually man-made because at the airport toll gate, to get into the toll gate, we spent about 45 minutes there. So on getting here, nobody considered us. We were more than 25 people who missed their flight on Ibom Airways today. And that's very wrong. I think, for example, if you have reasons to delay your flights, you give us your reasons, probably weather condition and all that. But hereby, I wasn't going to miss my flight if not for the toll gates, what happened at the toll gates. So somehow it's not a coincidence that more than 25 people missed their flight in a particular flight today.
Well, it's a great experience to me. I'm surprised even for me to get ticket. I've been hanging here for more than 2 hours, and I'm surprised the ticket price is higher. And of course, it's a big challenge to me. I've been hanging here in the airport for more than 5 hours, waiting if there will be a chance for me. And of course, I'm surprised. I said that this country is supposed to also look at what is going on now. Many customers, I think, is hanging here.
Increments in the cost of flight tickets, delayed flights, miscommunication between some of these airlines and their passengers are some of the concerns these travelers face on a daily, but more so now in this Yuletide season. They urge the government to enforce some sort of regulation in order to curb this menace. Efforts to get comments of airline operators were, however, not successful. Nafisa Abdul-Al, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And on the foreign scene, Zambia Health Minister Sylvia Masebo on Saturday said Zambia have recorded its first cases of Omicron coronavirus variant in 3 people who tested positive for COVID-19 in the past week. The 3 cases are a man living in the district around the capital, Lusaka, who traveled abroad recently and is showing mild symptoms. A man in Shivombo district who also traveled abroad recently but is asymptomatic, and a woman in Lusaka district who had not traveled abroad recently and had mild symptoms. The Omicron variant, first detected in southern Africa last month, has caused global alarm, with countries imposing travel restrictions for fear it will spread quickly even among vaccinated people. The Omicron variant had been detected in 39 countries, up from 23 just 2 days ago. And in sports, we will be joining our crew at the Uyo Stadium. It's more not like a stadium, it's the golf course in Uyo. That's the Daily Trust Golf Tournament happening right now in Uyo. So we'll join immediately. You have to stick around for you to be part of all of that. And that brings us to the news at this hour. Thank you so much for being a part of the news. For more updates, follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching.